Allahu, 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 Allah.
Bismillah, wa salatu wa salamu ala Rasulillah, amma ba'd. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa alaikum assalam. Dear Sheikh, how can we know that an individual is mustahaq of zakat? Do we need to go into investigation, or just from his appearance and his conversation we can give him or her zakat? It's upon your satisfaction. With his appearance, with his conversation or her conversation, whatever it is, if you are satisfied, you ask them a few questions, you are satisfied that this individual is zakat eligible, okay, Bismillah. As much as you can, it's about the ghalib guman, the person who has the appearance and sees that, okay, you know what, he's telling the truth or she's telling the truth, then because it's going to be a never-ending investigation. It's going to be very difficult. And it's like, you know, if a person truly is eligible, then it will be humiliating for the individual. So just few questions here and there, and the appearance and the conversation. And if you are satisfied yourself who is the giver, then Bismillah. Ask Allah for the acceptance. Okay, so it's a long email, but I will just make a question. Now, those, especially brothers who come to the masjid for Jamaat, the sunan that we pray, we should pray in the corners or in the back, in where, of course, where people don't come and go. Don't pray on the way towards where the brothers come, right? And the sunnah should be prayed in the corners. Why is that? Is because, let's say the sunnah became a bit long and you don't realize the time of the Jamaat, so the Jamaat can start. If someone is going to pray here in the middle, the sunnah, first of all we should look at the time. When we enter, we should look at the time. What time is it? Is there enough time to pray? And if it's enough time, it is fine, you'll go in the corner, because sometimes you don't realize the time, you're so much into the prayer. So the best thing, this is what the Sahaba used to do. They used to pray in the corners or behind the pillars. So in that way, the Jamaat is not disturbed. If the time of the Jamaat comes, and let's say for example, a few people are praying here, so it doesn't, you know, it's a bit haraj, number one. Number two is, the other thing is that when the people come for the prayers, you know, they come for a very specific time. They have a very limited time, right? You know, they come to pray the Jamaat and they have to go back to their work or business, whatever. So we should try our best to do the Jamaat in time. This is what it is, right? So that we're not waiting for other brothers to pray their sunnah, so that is why. Number three. Let's say, for example, whatever Jamaat timings we have fixed, let's say Dhuhr, for example, 1 o'clock. Imam, who is a appointed Imam, or anyone who's leading the prayer, let's say Imam is not there, so there's one. If it's half a minute, 1 minute here and there, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. 1 o'clock, yes, we should start our prayer, but sometimes it happens. Let's say, for example, Imam is a bit late, or whoever is going to lead, maybe he's doing wudu in the bathroom or something. So if we have to be patient, 1 o'clock to start the Jamaat is not farud al-wajib. It is a time that is fixed for everyone to know, okay, this is the time. But it can, sometimes, it should not be in the habit of it. That even for the Imam that he's coming late. That's not good. So we should think of these things, and because once we are coming to the masjid, there are other people are also coming, and the people have different things to do, right? So the best thing, of course, we have to do it on time. But if sometimes the time we did not do it on time is like half a minute, 1 minute, couple of minutes here and there, so we should not be too much worried about that. Things happen. Everyone is a insan, human being. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Wa alaikum assalam. Is online/Skype video call nikah valid if the bride is overseas and the groom, imam, and 2 witnesses are in a different location, all of them at the same place except the bride? For reference, the bride is an adult who had been previously married and divorced and wish to remarry. However, unable to travel for the nikah for the time being. Can the nikah be conducted via Skype video call, so the identification of all be verified and the 2 witnesses, groom and imam, will all be in one place? Please advise if nikah can be performed this way and if it will be valid. Thank you. So the question is, the bride is all alone somewhere else. The imam, the groom, and the witnesses are in one place. And they turn on the Skype. The bride is on the other side. Nikah cannot be performed in this way. The nikah will not be valid. But there's a way. Imam to the rescue. There's a way. There's a way. Inshallah. The thing only that the bride can do, can appoint the imam or someone else as a representative. Because she's not in person there, she can appoint the imam or her relative, if like a mahram, or if no one is there. Sometimes, many times, reverts, right? They don't have anyone. They don't have. They do. They might have parents, but they're not Muslims. So what happened? The imam becomes the representative. That is fine, no problem. Or wakil, you can say. Then that imam can act on her behalf, because she has given the permission to the imam or the representative, whatever he is. Is that okay? I give the permission to you. It's just like a lawyer, right? And all the authority. Okay, you do it on my behalf. That is totally fine. And yes, the bride can also be there live on Skype or whatever to witness this. Then that will be fine, no problem. So there's a way. There's always a way. But inshallah, it should be according to what is the correct way is. Assalamu alaikum wa alaikum assalam. Is it better to do wasal or fasal between the first 3 verses of Surah Fatiha when reciting in Salah? What is wasal? Wasal is to there are 2 things, right? Wasal and fasal. Wasal is to connect the verses together. For example, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim Maliki Yawmiddin. This is wasal. This is connecting the verses. And fasal is the opposite. Disconnecting them. Like Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim Maliki Yawmiddin. This is fasal. So the question is that is it better to do wasal or fasal between the first 3 verses? I don't know why first 3 verses has been asked, but let's say. Now, the ulama say that it is advised and it is better to do fasl, to have waqf and pause each ayah. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, Maliki Yawmiddin, like this. And not only like in every, in surah as well, right? Why is that? In Sunan Tirmizi, Salama radiallahu anha, she said that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam يقطع قراءته يقرأ الحمد لله رب العالمين ثم يقف الرحمن الرحيم ثم يقف. So this is how the recitation of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was, is that every ayah he used to pause. He did not connect. But if someone connects, there's no problem. The salah will be valid. There's no sin in that. But the better way is, because sometimes, some, like in Taraweeh especially, right? The Hufaz, their recitation is a bit quick, fast, a little bit. So they connect the verses. That is fine, no problem. But it is better to pause in every ayah. Okay. Assalamu alaikum, Imam sallallahu alaikum salam. Is it a sin to harm plants and animals? For example, to snap branches off a tree to make space in your garden, or to cut down trees to make space. Likewise, what about killing household insects like spiders? As we all know that Islam and Sharia has honored every life, whether it's a human being's life, whether it's an animal's life, whether it's plants, and everything. Why is that? Because every single thing makes dhikr of Allah. Right? Every single thing. All animals, insects, whatever it is, we think of the creation of Allah. In their own way, they make dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, unnecessarily to harm animals, unnecessarily to cut the plants or trees, we should not be doing that. But it is permissible to trim the branches. Let's say the branches are hanging and it's blocking the pathways and all this, that of course no problem. Or trees or anything, or even like in our backyard we need to cut some trees because of whatever reason generally, that is also fine, no problem, right? That's okay. And about the insects, of course, if they are harmful, of course you can kill them. It is permissible, no problem. But those insects that are not harmful, we should try our level not to kill them. What we can do is just pick them and just put them out the house. Whatever. It is better to do that instead of killing them. That's it. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. Yes.
About salah, when you pray in the sunnah and the iqamah call, can you cut your salah or do you have to finish your sunnah?
Okay, that's a good question, a very good question. If you are praying the first rakah, you break your salah and then you join. But if you have done the second, you have completed the second rakah, you complete your sunnah. The same way with whether it's 2 rakat or 4 rakat. You finish your sunnah and then you join.
That's easy.
Allah